Well, it's been a bright, sunny, but really cold day, and you can see on the radar we're watching a little bit of snow working toward us. A lot of this is going to go to central northern New England, so ski country going to get a few inches out of this. We're not going to get much at all. Just a touch of some patchy light snow that may amount to a dusting to an inch or two north and west of 495. I think east of there, just a couple of flurries overnight tonight. So nothing that should interfere with any plans that you have this evening into tonight. What this is, though, is an area of low pressure that's going to track to our north and drag in some warmer air once this warm front goes by. On the other side of this front, we're not talking about 20s and 30s. We're talking about 40s and 50s, and that is what is coming here for the weekend. Temperatures tomorrow are going to make a run up toward 50. Average high at the end of March is 50 degrees. We should be in the upper 30s now. So a little touch of spring here to start the weekend, at least in terms of the temperatures. We're going to keep it above average even on into early next week. But I have to caution you, this will come with a lot of clouds and some rain at times over the weekend. Right now, we still have a little sunshine. We're hanging on. The sky, though, starting to turn that kind of milky white color after a deep blue start to the day. High clouds are beginning to work on in. It has come up to 30 degrees, though, with a westerly wind. Manageable outside, not too much wind today, about 12 miles per hour. That westerly wind has pushed the temperature to the freezing mark right along the coastline from Plymouth out to the Cape. North and west of town, still in the 20s up into southern New Hampshire. And Keene, which is at 26 right now, was down to about 5 degrees below zero early this morning. So it was definitely a cold start. Now, we are going to continue to see those clouds increase as that patchy light snow to the west tries to work on in, but it's not going to have too much luck doing so. But between about 5 o'clock this afternoon and 9 o'clock this evening, you can see Futurecast trying to bring a few of those patches of light snow and snow showers into Worcester County. So if you do have plans, you may see a few of those flakes move on through. They won't amount to a whole lot. And during the overnight hours, this whole area of snow trends a little bit farther to the north. So again, we're not looking for too much around here, but we do wake up to tomorrow morning a lot of clouds across the area, and the clouds and more of a southwesterly wind overnight is going to keep the temperatures up. We do hold it in the 20s overnight tonight, and look at that tomorrow, making that run toward 50 degrees. It is going to be a cloudy day, but the southerly wind flow is going to push the temperatures up through the 40s to around 50 degrees in most areas. However, this frontal boundary kind of stalls in our vicinity. We will be on the warmer side of it on Saturday, but the focus of wet weather is to our north and back to the west. And what we'll watch Saturday night is a wave of low pressure develop along this front and start to feed into our area. So Saturday night into Sunday, there is going to be a good slug of moisture coming on in, and our computer models are generating about an inch to possibly up to 2 inches of rain across the area, with the heaviest likely targeting southeastern Massachusetts. So it does turn kind of wet here over the course of the weekend. Here's a closer look at the timeline. On Saturday, if you have outdoor plans, a lot of clouds, but again, not much happening during the day. But Saturday evening, look at this area of rain starting to lift on in. And I do want to caution you that some of our computer models are generating cold enough temperatures that we could be talking about some freezing rain outside of 495 for a time on Sunday morning before the temperatures warm. But look at the focus of the wet weather from noontime right on through Sunday evening. It is generally over southeastern Massachusetts. We should clear things out on Monday. It's back to sunshine, but those 40-degree temperatures, they are sticking around. It looks like above average temperatures for a change through at least the middle of next week. Erica and Antoinette. All right, Cindy, thank you.